Hello folks, this is Cimbolic reporting out to you on the solutions that were put forward at the meeting of the Council of 12 that took place yesterday, Saturday, October 10th. By the way, the show was on blogtalkradio.com, and the show is archived. You can listen to it anytime. It serves as a repository of issues and solutions to the issues. It's on blogtalkradio.com/Council of 1-2. That's one word, Council of 1-2 for Council of 12. And I'll put the link in the description box. It was a great show. We had a lot of participants in the chat room. People called in. We got a lot of good participation, and a lot of good solutions and information was contributed from all the areas. We had two issues on the table. One issue was the imposition by some merchants in inner city stores, the imposition of minimum payment amounts when a community member goes to use a credit card or a debit card in violation of credit card policies and rules, and possibly in violation of consumer protection laws. The second issue was the suspending of accounts and the bringing down of videos on YouTube, and the fact that it's surprisingly easy to have your account suspended, which, especially in the case of council members, cuts off our access to participate in the council and to post videos and remain engaged. So we talked about how to come up with solutions to that. It was a great show. I got to work with Johans, Elder Edwards of Liberatingtruth. I've known him for about a year, since he made his first video sort of introducing himself. It was great to work with him. He's very, very good at this. I really enjoyed it. He is a great guy, very dear to me, and it was fun to co-host with him. I enjoyed it very much. So on to the issues. On the issue of these small merchants imposing minimum payment amounts, this apparently is in violation of the rules of the Visa, MasterCard, Discovery Card, the credit card companies. And in violating these policies and rules, the merchant risks losing their merchant account. This TMOT, who has verbally challenged merchants, has found that they will usually back down. Not always, but they will usually back down and say, okay, you don't have to pay a minimum amount. You can just make the purchase for whatever amount you want. Having the credit card, the ability to accept cards is a privilege for the merchant, and by violating the rules, they risk having their account canceled, and they can no longer accept cards, which means that their business is reduced, because if people have no cash, they're not going to spend their money there, right? With a card, they can. So TMOT proposed the solution that a website be created in order to report the merchants who use this practice, to report them, and they would have the capability to accept images. So you could go to a store, if there's a sign posted that says there's a minimum payment amount required, you could shoot a picture of it and upload it to the to the website as evidence. Also, if there is no sign posted, but that imposition is being made verbally by the merchant, you could record it on a recording device, and the website would have the capacity to accept audio files. You could upload the audio file as well as evidence, and that this could then all be reported to the credit card companies, and the merchants. Pressure would be put on the merchants to change their practice. Our intention is to stop the practice wherever it occurs. Ideas from the other council members and from callers and participants sort of fanned off from this website idea. One idea was to post on the website people's rights, so they could actually read and understand their rights, because the only reason the merchants are getting away with this is because people just don't know that they're violating policy, rules, and possibly law, consumer protection law. So the idea was to put the rights up there. Also, that this volunteers could step forward and translate these into other languages, so that this could be used by communities in the United States where English is not the primary language, or could be used by other countries. And one of the chat room participants, I believe it was Tishuku, mentioned that some research may want to be done into the different rules and laws in different countries, because it may differ. So to approach this internationally, we may need to look into that, which is a great comment. Another idea was basically a list of shame. The community could post the names of the stores and merchants who are unjustly imposing these minimum payment amounts, and merchants would walk by and see it. They would be motivated to get their name off the list, so they would be motivated to end the practice. Also, people could be informed, as far as getting the word out, they could be informed by leaflet, etc. One of the chat room participants, I believe it was Dead Girl Sings Blue, was considering reporting this information to the press and to the black press, to get the word out to the community through the news organs that already exist in the community, many which have existed for many years and have long histories of social involvement. So that was that issue. The second issue was the suspension of people. It's very easy to get suspended on YouTube for violating the terms of service. And the terms of service is a very formally worded document. Most people don't read it. I haven't read it. I scanned it real quick and just said I don't have time for this. So it's very easy. There are very surprising things in there. You can make a video and not realize that you are violating the terms of service. It can be a perfectly fine video, and you can accidentally stumble on some violation. That's the issue there. So I believe TMOT's solution was we should create a top 10 list. Simplify it. Look at the terms of service, simplify it, extract out the top 10 things, quick, easy, bulleted, and make this available to users on a website and through other organs of information, so that people could look at it, especially council members, who really don't want their access cut off, because we're engaged in this communication with the community and work with the community, and we don't want access cut off, especially through just stumbling into something. YouTube has no appeal process, so if you are suspended or a video is taken down, it's very difficult to there's just no process to redress that and appeal that process, so it becomes important not to make the mistake in the first place. And we talked about the risk of doing that. We also talked a little bit about historical content that people find uncomfortable, important images that people find uncomfortable. They're true images, but of great historical relevance and importance, but some users may flag them just because the truth is painful, or the truth is frightening, or they don't want to face the truth. We talked about, could some language be found to put in the beginning of a video? For instance, in the case of copyrighted material, it is permissible under certain circumstances to use some copyrighted material in your videos. It's what is called fair use. Educators often use this. You can use a certain amount under certain conditions, and there are certain statements you could put at the beginning of your video identifying it as fair use, and therefore not a violation of copyright law. So we were thinking perhaps one solution might be that there may be some language that would basically protect that video content and preserve the videos, since they have a social significance and they're geared towards social value and cause. However, that we have to acknowledge that YouTube really runs its own show, and there's no appeal process. So, in essence, there's a risk involved. Of course, you could set up a separate YouTube account just in order to deal with that issue and to deal with those images. Another possible solution. So that's the story, folks. I'm running out of time here. I'm coming up on the 10 minutes. Wednesday, we'll make another video announcing the show for next Saturday. Remember, the show is every Saturday, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Pacific, West Coast time, my domicile. Tune in. It's at blogtalkradio.com/ Council of 1-2, one word, huh? Council of 1-2 for Council of 12. It's a great show. It's great. The more participants, the better. The more ideas get generated. The brainstorming format, which we originated, which was dictated by the structure being dictated by our focus on solutions, very, very powerful and enjoyable. That's the story. I am out of time. I look forward to talking to you all again on Saturday. Please participate. We're only as strong as we are participants. Bye-bye. Thank you.